Okay, just to repeat what's obvious to everybody watching, your plan does not have any cuts in it. It doesn't explain where the cuts are.
What's the president's plan? Hey, Chris,
see, that's the point. It's tit for tat. I pointed out that your party has said the president doesn't have a plan. Your plan doesn't have any cuts in it.
Hey,
would you
Chris,
explain that to me?
Your president, who sends a tingle up your leg, has not been serious in 6 months. Why do you ignore that, Chris? Why do you ignore that?
I think it's our president.
He is our president.
And most of all, tingle's your word. So let's go on.
He doesn't send a thrill up my leg, Chris, all right? And he has not been serious about this debt crisis. And why don't you jump on that?
Okay, let me ask you about the word lying. You've accused our president, you've said it's I've accused him of lying. Do you like the word lying?
When he speaks a mistruth, Chris, and he's not truthful, he's lying. And when he says on August 3rd that the lights in the country are going to turn out and he doesn't know if he can guarantee Social Security checks, he's lying because that's not the case. And he, Chris, has the discretion to make those payments.
Well, let me just ask you this. If we hold up this process so that you can have your balanced budget amendment today and you can go through all these measures which are not going to pass the Senate and waste a lot of time on this, 2/3 of the Senate's going to vote for a balanced budget amendment. 2/3.
Chris, we have a historic chance to get this done. And don't talk about wasting time with me. What has this president done for 6 months?
Let me ask you,
Come on,
August 2nd, let me ask you this. If we do have spiking interest rates, if we do have a drop, a downgrade of our bond rating in this country, and we do have a financial crisis because we haven't done this on time, which you say is not that important, will you resign?
August 2nd's not important, Chris. Solving this debt crisis is important.
If we have a crisis in August, will you resign?
Chris, will you resign? Will you leave your show?
I don't hold a public office.
Chris, what kind of a silly question is that?
You know what? Because you're saying it doesn't matter.
Hey,
because
Chris,
the silliness is on the part of those who say we don't have to act.
Questions you're asking me. If we raise this debt ceiling without real spending reform, Chris, that's when the markets are going to react negatively. We have got to change the way this town does business. I know you don't acknowledge that, but we have to, and we have a great chance to do it.
One last question. Are you concerned that this is going to go on through August, and we're not going to get this done quickly? Are you concerned about that?
Chris, my biggest concern is that every single day we're placing trillions of dollars of debt on the backs of your kids and my kids. We have to stop that, Chris. Come on.
What's the size of the U.S. economy right now, sir?
$3.7 trillion this year.
What is the size of this economy?
Why, hey, Chris, let me ask you a question.
I'm just asking, what's the size of the U.S. economy?
Why are you asking a question like that?
Why? Because I thought you might know the answer.
Why? Let me ask you this. What's the president's plan? What's
the president's plan,
Chris?
Is to sign a debt ceiling bill before August 2nd, which you say is not important.
What will that? What is his plan?
What that will do is avoid default. It'll avoid a crisis in the world, which everyone recognizes who understands the situation.
Hey, Chris,
you challenge that, and that's your right. You're a congressman. Therefore, I think you should think about your responsibilities.
Chris, how serious a job has he done with government spending?
Sir, this isn't it. I want to see both sides look at government spending. He has proposed.
Chris, are you happy with the job he's done?
Today, he supports the Gang of Six with up to a $4 trillion debt reduction. You
what did he support?
You have said you will do everything you can to stop that. You, sir,
did he support his own commission, Chris? Chris, did he support his own debt commission?
Did you?
Did he no? Did he mention debt in his State of the Union?
Sir.
Come on,
every time
Chris.
you make a challenge to him, I ask you, do you have specific cuts?
This is what you do on your show. This is what you bully. You know what you do? You bully guests. Answer me a question. Did the president ignore the debt situation in his State of the Union address?
We have seen this issue coming, sir, and you have seen it and planned for this kind of obstructionism from the beginning. You guys have been organizing yourselves. Organizing yourself to bring this to a crisis, and you've succeeded, sir.
Hey, Chris.
I'm just asking, will you play by the rules and quit if you're
Here's how out of touch you are. You said Grover Norquist is my boss to start this show. Oh, come on. How silly is that?
He wrote the petition, and you signed it the way he told you to. Verbatim.
Chris,
you did what he told you to do.
I've signed a number of petitions.
Why?
Why did the Senate vote 97-0, Chris? 97-0 against the president's budget. Why?
Sir,
Why?
You signed. Well, we're not getting anywhere. This is childish, sir. I've asked you why your budget proposal today you're voting for has no proposal.
This is why a lot of people don't come on your show, because it tends to get childish. You don't let people answer, my friend. Look, the House is going to do something historic tonight.
Yeah,
you may not like it, but let's see how this plays out. And I think there's a fighting chance this year to pass a balanced budget amendment out of both houses. By the way, do you support that, Chris?
Let me just ask you, sir, you started this conversation. You called the President of the United States a liar. Then you said he's my president, not yours.
I said he's lied, Chris.
Okay, well,
our president has lied.
Okay, your pal Joe Wilson says he's a liar. You say he's lying. You're all in this same game. I think it's bad behavior.
We're all in the same game. You know, you were a lot before you got so caught up in this. You've got to improve
your language a little bit, sir. We'll be better off. But please come back on the show.
You need to be more objective, but I love it, Chris. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on, sir. Congressman Joe Walsh.
Thank you.